So the way you hop.
Hello, testing 1, 2, 3. We got John from the
Palm Springs Air Museum.
Palm Springs Air Museum. We're going to take a look at this amazing P63 King COBRA. John, how many of these are left in the world?
There are 4 that can fly, and ours is the one that probably flies the most. And so what we're going to do is get Juan in here and let him try it on, and he'll get some video for you, and you'll love it.
I'm not going to go flying. I'm just going to go look at it on the inside here. So we got to start. Of course, the King COBRA's got the center-mounted Allison, right? V12. I said it right this time?
Yep.
Okay. Going up on the wing walk. Hey, you're on. You're live. Let me switch this camera view around. Okay, you'll get a better view from this direction, I believe. John, you want to go and keep going here?
Give me some instructions.
Okay.
Open the door.
Just push right here.
And pull it all the way open, and at the very bottom in the front, there's a black knob. That locks the door open. Move it into the slot.
Okay. Right into there.
There you go.
Okay, we got the gust lock in the door in place, and look at this, the interior, the tiny interior of the P63.
So, want me to hold that and get some video of you getting in?
Should I climb in there? Okay, great.
Sure, let's do that.
Great, thanks.
Wow, not much more roomier than it left.
Wow, man, this is tight. This is like a Formula One racing plane in here. I mean, there's just enough room for my shoulders in here, and that's it. Wow, and you're way up on top. That drive shaft is way down beneath my feet.
You can show them the drive shaft on the floor there.
Yeah.
Right through the stick.
So here's the tunnel, I assume, for the drive shaft right here?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm floorboard level. My feet go on the rudder pedals right up underneath the panel here. Of course, stick operated. Your standard panel, look at that, 450 mile per hour red line airspeed, a modern HSI, altimeter, rate of climb, compass. Would this be considered bulletproof glass here, John?
It is.
Okay.
And I'm sorry I didn't clean the bugs off before I let you in.
That's okay. Now, and you had obviously some sort of a targeting device located up here?
There would be some sort of sight. I don't have that, so I couldn't tell you what it looks like. We'll have to go look at the book.
So with the P63, the big advantage here is that we're running, oh, here come the Thunderbirds. We're running a cannon right through the center of this drive shaft and through the center of the prop, so we don't have to do convergence of guns around the propeller. And John, you said there was also 2 50 cals mounted in the nose with an interrupter gear.
Correct.
That worked through the prop.
Yes.
So a 37 millimeter cannon and 2 50 cals on the side, right on the nose, and then in the wings,
we had 30 caliber guns in each wing.
30 caliber guns in each wing.
Now,
wow.
The fun part about the cannon would have approximately 40 rounds of ammunition, and at its maximum rate of fire, it could fire at about 1 round per second. So it was a devastating,
huge cannon
coming at you.
But it was only what, 40 rounds total?
Roughly 40 rounds of 37 millimeter cannon.
So it's just a bam, bam,
bam.
And what was the idea with that? That was air to air? You're going to do that air to air, or was that air to ground?
This aircraft was designed as an interceptor. Most people think that its primary use was ground attack, and that's really not the case. It was obviously, anytime there were targets of opportunity, it sure was a great platform for that purpose. But it really was an interceptor design, and that's why it had the armament that it did. And that's also why it has such short range. We only have 73 gallons of fuel per wing, and so it didn't have long enough range to be useful as a bomber escort, which is what the Allies needed during World War II.
Where the P-51 came into play so strongly.
So its whole design concept on a 51 was different than this.
Okay, and now, so the engine would be mounted right here behind then?
Yeah, right behind your seat is the front of the engine.
Thunderbirds.
Yeah, they are.
And so, John, have you been flying this one yourself yet?
I do not fly this aircraft.
Well, what kind of a racket does this thing make when you're flying it? Does it sound noticeably worse than a P51 or in the other warbirds?
No, it's actually a little quieter, I think.
Really?
I do run this as part of my maintenance job, and the startup and running of this is pretty violent and pretty noisy, but in the air and flying it, of course, I don't know. I haven't flown it. We'll have to ask JD.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's any louder. It's probably quieter because the exhaust is behind you.
Okay, gotcha. Instead of having the exhaust barking right out of the front here.
Yeah, it's behind you.
Now, what about the flight handling characteristics with the rear-mounted engine, stalls, spins, that sort of thing?
Again, that's probably best answered by JD. I don't want to propagate poor information, so we'll
is some of that old wives' tales or urban legends about the handling characteristics,
I've
or
heard,
is some of it real?
I've heard some different things, and I don't know if they're true or not. So we'll get JD talking with you on those characteristics.
Let's finish up our little cockpit display here. So, John, you fashioned a engine fire or overheat detection system, did you?
What I did is I designed a fire detection system, and then we built around that a manually activated fire suppression system.
Right here.
Because everything's behind you in this airplane, you don't know, the pilot doesn't know when he has a fire. And if a fire erupted, because the fuel pumps, everything's behind the engine. If there was a fire of great magnitude, I mean, you'd burn the tail off in a matter of seconds. So it was, before we brought this aircraft to Reno to enter into the races, we felt as an organization it was important to have a fire detection and suppression system.
Similar to a modern airliner.
Very similar to a modern airliner, except this one was one that I designed. And, we've validated it. It's the fire suppression system is a high pressure air system that aerates a non-corrosive foam and sprays and completely covers all of the engine and all of the areas where fire would come from. Because of the foam characteristics, it prevents a relight, so it's really a very effective system.
It's a one-shot system.
It's one shot.
You're gonna be doing a forced landing, I suppose, after that, but you're gonna get the fire out.
Yeah, you will get the fire out.
Okay. There's somebody else you might recognize. Hey kids, say hi. We're live inside the P63. By the way, you might recognize John from the executive suite, the B25, and that's where we first met at.
Yes.
All right, he's one of the crew members on the B25. So we got this fire suppression system, which is not stock, which they've added. There's your landing gear indicators. Here's your radios down here. We've got ignition left and right, magnetos both, and a battery position, a landing gear switch right here with your position indicators.
And then we have a really fun and interesting thing.
Yeah,
I'll show you this one.
It's kind of got me stumbled. Looking at it.
The doors, but you're talking landing gear. Under your right knee, under here, the other right.
That's it. No kidding, Brownie.
We have what a Craftsman ratchet. In this case, that's your emergency gear extension track mechanism. And yes, it does have a ratchet mechanism to go up or down.
Oh, it is. It's just like a Craftsman.
Yeah, it looks like it.
And there's a big circuit breaker right there.
Yeah. And here this is the landing gearbox.
Okay.
And so you can see the ratchet is directly driving the gearbox in the event of a motor failure.
Okay.
The landing gear system in this airplane, along with just about everything else, is all electric.
Okay.
The design of this is similar to a Beechcraft Bonanza.
Okay.
In that there is a single torque tube that extends from one side to the other and activates both gear.
Okay.
All the gear doors and everything are tied to the mechanical
linkage to that.
Yeah, to properly time their
extension retraction. If you're just tuning in, we're taking a live tour of one of 4 remaining P63 King COBRA Bell aircraft here at the Reno Air Races.
And I'd almost give you $10 if you could find the flap switch.
The flap switch? Oh, see it now. I see some. No, that's doors. No, I've got fuel. Anyways, we got throttle, mixture, and prop, and I'm still kind of looking around for a flap switch. We got door jettisons, so you can easily bail out of one of these aircraft. You're not going to, you're just going to roll out and bail. These doors pop right open and easy access out. Battery, nav, landing, generator control, emergency gear operation. I'm still looking. What's this way over here? I see some trim tabs. There's a rudder, elevator, and oh, look at that. There's the bell logo. And what's this way down here? There's a tiny little switch.
Yep.
Wow, there's your flap switch down there. I found it. Ding, 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 ding. $10. It sure took me long enough. And some of the viewers are telling me where to go also. So you're electrically going to lower the flaps, and then are you going to just visually look out there for your flap setting, or do you have a flap indicator in here?
On this aircraft, you know, now I'm going to have to search and get the $10.
Now John owes me $10.
Yeah.
Because I don't see the flap indicator in here. I assume perhaps like the Bonanza, you're just
going to
look outside and see the flaps and see what position they're at.
Now, in this airplane, just like the Mustang, the cooler has doors that will allow more or less airflow through the cooling system. So that's what these cooling switches, these door switches that you were looking at.
Okay.
One of them is for the oil cooling door.
Oil.
And one is for the coolant cooling doors.
Mm-hmm.
And just so that your viewers know what these other things were.
Okay, and so like on a Mustang, do we have a big scoop and a door?
We don't have a scoop on this, but there are doors. The intakes on this, they're not designed like the Mustang to recover thrust.
Mm-hmm.
That was a whole different ballgame on that one.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
But on this one, it's pretty standard and conventional for aircraft at the time. It's just an inlet. Air flows through the cooler, then you can modulate the volume of air with the doors.
Excellent. And of course, the drive shaft is running right underneath the control stick here. Here's the tunnel for the drive shaft. And so that drive shaft is a two-piece drive shaft. It's whirling around underneath your feet here. And if something gets wrapped around the shaft, it could potentially take out your controls as well. And that's part of the easy access ejection system of just flipping these doors and rolling right out of here. Tell me about the prop, John. What was the company?
This is an Aero Products propeller. And Aero Products was one of the smaller manufacturers of propellers for large piston engine aircraft. It has, at the time, state-of-the-art hollow steel blades. Mm-hmm. It is completely self-contained and does not use any connections to the engine oil system. It has its own oil reservoir, and in the spinning portion of the mechanism behind the propeller is the pump and governor to control your propeller pitch.
Because the whole problem with having a cannon running right through the center of your propeller, you're obviously not going to be able to use a Hamilton standard propeller because you've got the dome and all the mechanism, and you're using engine oil to rotate to move the dome, to move the propeller blades. So this one needs to be hollow all the way through, and the only way to get that is with this alternative prop design.
Correct.
Wow. So this whole P63 is built around the cannon.
Yes.
And since the engine is mounted back here behind me, where's those exhaust stacks? Right there. There's the exhaust stacks right there behind me. To make the center of gravity work out, it's all the weight of the cannon up front here that's making the aircraft balance.
Yes.
And that's how you get the P63. That's how you get the P63 to work. And it is small in here. I tell you what, I'm a small guy too, and I just barely fit. We'll go and take a walk around some of the exterior of the P63 here. If I can get out of here safely. Let's see. Watch your step. So there's that landing gear extension, there's the tunnel and the floorboards and the engine mounted right back here.
You'll notice that there's two exhausts.
mind the Thunderbirds. We've seen them a million times, but we've never seen a P63 like this. What was that, John?
2 exhaust stacks per cylinder. So at first glance, somebody might say, "Where'd you get that 24 or
yeah, V24?
Yeah,
it's
or 32
2
or
per.
whatever it is."
Okay.
Yeah, it's a V12, and 2 exhaust stacks per cylinder.
John, is this air or oil?
That is air intake.
Air intake for the carburation. All right.
Correct.
Okay.
So grumpy.
All right, coming down. So you can kind of see the beginning of the Bell X series of aircraft here in the tail, it looks like. It looks very familiar in that respect.
That's one of the telltale design differences where you can see at quick glance whether you're looking at a P39 or a P63, because they are very similar looking.
Yeah.
But the P39 tail's very rounded.
Okay, and this is more straight.
Yeah. So that's one of the quick ways to tell.
Okay. And then what do we got going here, John? Is this
Those are
the cooling doors we were talking about?
Those are both for the engine coolant. The oil door right now is retracted. It's in the middle.
Okay, oil coolant in the middle. And is this for your coolant of the radiator?
Yes. Yeah, and there's 2 of them.
And where is your radiator mounted in this design, or where your coolant?
It's up inside.
Here we go.
Look inside.
Yeah.
See the radiators way deep in.
Okay, way down in there is the radiator. So this would be typically where your scoop is for a P51 and the P63. They're intake in there and exhausting out there. And it looks like you had either automatic control or manual control of those coolant doors.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And of course, tricycle landing gear. And they put them in pretty rugged duty, as we saw on some of the different fronts during World War II.
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
And here's the aero prop, hollow steel. Is that right? Hollow steel or hollow aluminum?
These are hollow steel.
Hollow steel. Man, if you bend one of these, where are you ever going to find another one of them prop blades?
Well, that's a really good question.
Do not bend the prop.
Do not bend the prop.
Man, that's got to be rare, because that's, I mean, you don't see one of those every day. Wow. And of course, here's where the cannon worked right through the whole center of this design. So just an amazing design from World War II. The P63 King Cobra, pretty poly, from the Palm Springs Air Museum. And John, you can see this aircraft almost any day.
Almost any day, and we fly it often. You know, we're a flying museum.
Yeah.
And you can get a ride in our P51 and our C47
Yeah.
or the T28, or if you really want to have fun, you go for a ride in our T33. But unfortunately, this is a single seater.
Yeah, there's only one seat in this one. And you can see it's a very small seat as well.
Yeah.
Man, thanks so much, John, for bringing this up to
You're
the
welcome.
Reno National Championship Air Races. You went to go race in the last heat and you had a problem with the starter,
That's correct. Yeah, we had to scratch.
but you got,
The new starter's in. We're ready to go.
so where did you get, did you just happen to have it carrying with you?
We carry everything.
Airborne spares, all right, that's what you need to do. We're gonna run a museum, a flying museum piece.
That's right. Gotta have spares if you're gonna race.
All right, we're gonna go watch the Thunderbirds. Thanks for watching P63 Palm Springs Air Museum. See you here.